Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin weren't just members of the legendary Rat Pack, they were its pulse, the embodiment of cool in mid-century showbiz, ruling stages and nightclubs with effortless charm, smooth voices, and a swagger that made Las Vegas feel electric. Alongside Sammy Davis Jr., they turned performances into events, blending jokes, music, and camaraderie into something audiences had never seen before. On stage and off, Frank and Dean appeared inseparable, always laughing, drinking, and living large, which is why it stunned the world when Dean Martin abruptly cut Sinatra out of his life. To understand how that friendship unraveled, you have to understand Dean himself. Born Dino Paul Crosetti in 1917 in Steubenville, Ohio, he grew up far from glamour, the son of an Italian barber, surviving a rough childhood that included bare-knuckle boxing under the name Kid Crochet. Toughened by bruises and scars, Dean chased opportunity wherever he could, even staging underground boxing matches in cramped apartments before landing work in illegal casinos, all while clinging to his real gift, his voice. Reinventing himself as Dean Martin, he rose through smoky clubs, radio gigs, and orchestras until fate intervened in 1944 when he met a wild young comedian named Jerry Lewis. Their chemistry exploded into one of the most influential partnerships in entertainment history, redefining comedy with chaos, music, and improvisation, dominating radio, television, film, and nightclubs until creative tension and resentment ended the act in 1956. What followed was Dean's true ascent. As a solo star, his career soared, and by the late 1950s he reunited creatively and personally with Frank Sinatra. Together, they became the face of the Rat Pack, a group that didn't just entertain but symbolized rebellion in tuxedos, ruling Las Vegas with unpredictable shows full of sharp humor, music, and social defiance, even standing up against segregation when it threatened their fellow performers. But behind the bravado, Dean's life was marked by broken marriages, deep loyalty to family, and devastating loss, none greater than the death of his son Dean Paul in a 1986 military jet crash, a tragedy that hollowed him out and permanently changed his relationship with fame, performance, and even Sinatra. Frank tried to pull Dean back into the spotlight with massive reunion tours, but Martin no longer wanted chaos or crowds, he wanted peace. The final fracture, according to many close to Dean, traced back years earlier to one explosive night on June 7, 1966, Dean's birthday, at the Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills, when Sinatra's volatile temper allegedly led to a violent incident involving millionaire Frederick Wiseman, a fractured skull, a police investigation, and a scandal quietly buried by influence and power. For Dean Martin, that night symbolized everything he feared about Sinatra's world: the noise, the danger, the unpredictability, and from then on, he slowly stepped away, choosing distance over drama. Dean never returned to that life, retreating into family and solitude as illness took hold, passing away quietly on Christmas Day 1995. The world remembered the swagger, the smile, and the songs, but behind the legend was a man who valued loyalty, peace, and family above fame, and who ultimately decided that even the closest friendships sometimes come at too high a cost.